Let's see now here. Share screen. Entire screen. Well, maybe that. Wait, let's see here. Okay, wait, hold on. All right. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. There you go. Okay. There's that. Try it again. There. Nice. Okay. All right. Okay. Gotcha. All right. So I get the entire screen. Okay, so let's do this again here. Entire screen. Oh, wait. Let's do this again here. This. Try that. Oh, wait, maybe I don't know what's here. All right, how about this? All right, okay. So I can just go. Okay. Now I can go here. Oh, all right, okay. There you go. The entire screen. Try this here. All right. How about now? I'm doing it now. Can you see? Can you see the screen now? Giants hire assistant offensive line coach. New assistant, just an assistant. That looks like that might work. Right. Okay. All right. That might do it. All right. All right. Now we got Brian Daboll added what is expected to be the final piece to his 2024 coaching staff when he announced James Ferentz will be his new assistant offensive line coach. Ferentz, 34, retired last month as an NFL player after an 8-year career with the Denver Broncos and the Patriots. Now, there was no overlap between Daboll and Ferentz while he was at the Patriots because Daboll was there in 2012 to 16 or 2013 to 16, whatever it was. And Ferentz didn't get there till 17. Let me see here. 18. See, so, but Ferentz was there when Brasilla was there. Brasilla was there in 2020, 2021, I believe it was. So, see, so that's where, I mean, you know, that's where Ferentz is a little bit of some familiarity when Brasilla was there. Okay. Now, I mean, if you look here, like with Ferentz, I mean, you know, we're not talking, you know, I mean, look at these PFF grades here. I mean, you know, his last, that was 2018. Let's see, his last year, 2023. Now he played, I mean, this is blocking. Okay, so he was in 4 offensive snaps last season. He graded out a 40.6. I don't know, maybe you had him on special teams. Let's see. They have special teams. No, they didn't have him. Snaps by positions. Did he even? Nope. He wasn't even on for special teams. I mean, holy cow. He had 4 snaps last year. So, I mean, then what we got? I mean, he had a couple years there, like when Brasilla was there, 2020 and 2021. I think Brasilla was there these 2 seasons. Okay, but I mean, you know, look, he hardly played at all, this guy. Hardly played at all. So it's not like we're getting a Hall of Fame, you know, offensive line player, right? But that doesn't necessarily mean, because a lot of times, sometimes the guys who maybe didn't perform that well on the field, okay, make good coaches. So this guy, obviously, I just have to wait and see. I think that's it. Ferentz, James Ferentz, joins the Giants as an assistant O-line coach. He just retired as a player. He retires as a player at the end of the 2023 NFL season. Will begin his coaching career as a member of the Brian Daboll staff with the New York Giants. 34 years old, has been named the Giants' assistant offensive line coach, meaning that he will work under the direction of new offensive line coach Carmen Brasilla. Ferentz spent the last 6 seasons playing for the Patriots. Brasilla was a New England assistant coach in 2021 and 2020. So that's where a little bit of an overlap there. So that's where there's familiarity there. So Ferentz and Brasilla are familiar with one another. Ferentz entered the NFL as an undrafted free agent with the Texans in 2014. He played, but he is a 2-time Super Bowl champion now. Okay. He played 61 games for the Broncos and the Patriots, starting in just 10 games. He was primarily a center, but played some at both guards. Right. Joins a revamped coaching staff, also revamped offensive line. Brasilla and Ferentz have 5 new players: Runyon E. Luminor, Stinney Schlotman, and Matt Nelson to work with. But if you see here, what do we got here? I thought it said it here somewhere. Okay, he was awarded with the Broncos that year in 2015. He was awarded the following date to the Broncos. So basically, I guess September 6, 2015, he was waived by the Texans, but the next day he was claimed by the Broncos. That year he played in 14 games for Denver. The team won the Super Bowl. Right? Ferentz played 2 years in Denver, then he was released on May 10, 2017, and signed with the following week by the Patriots, whom he played 6 seasons. In 8 seasons, he played 61 regular season games with 10 starts. But he also won a Super Bowl there as well too. So he's, you know, he has not played much, but he has himself 2 Super Bowl rings. They will picking up from Belichick coaches. Yeah. Oh, good now. Okay, good. That Ruben. Thank you. This is something new. I ain't tried this before, and I didn't know, and I only know from you that it's screwed up, because I'm looking at it. It's saying you're sharing your screen and all. I'm like, oh, cool. I got this. So I'm reading it. So if it's black, I have no idea. So thank you. Muchas gracias. Greatly appreciate it. Yeah, but no, you're right. Yeah, he's getting from the Belichick coaches. Hopefully, the Belichick coaches who become head coaches don't seem to do a very good job. But, I said we got Brasillo, came from New England, right? So I have to give this guy a try, right? He's the assistant offensive line coach. So, and finally we got Brian Daboll, right? He was talking about possibly calling plays. Okay, so, and the one thing is when you got a the coach wanting to call plays, the one thing is that you hear so often. I mean, they're so focused on calling plays and they call the play, and then as soon as they call the play, right, of course they want to see what's going to happen, but then they got to start thinking, well, what happens if we only gain so much? What play do I want to call next? What do I want to set up? What do I want? They've been doing this. What do I want to set up? And so their mind's thinking they're in the plays. You know what I mean? So as far as like maybe trying to call timeouts or do this or worry about the defense, you can't. It's really tough to do that when you're the head coach and you're so concentrated on calling plays. But the one nice thing is now you got with Kafka become the assistant head coach, right? He can maybe start pushing some things off on Kafka, because sooner or later Kafka is going to become a head coach. It's just a matter of time. But if he can just start saying, look, Mike, I'm going to start calling plays, right? Kafka's got play call. He's not a pro, but he has that bullet in his holster. He has that on his resume. I have called plays, right? Now he's an assistant head coach. Now he has that on his resume. All these things is going to really help him. So if he can start, like Daboll can start giving him, some extra stuff to do, right? Mike, while I'm calling plays, you're in charge of time management. If you see where they need a timeout, or if you see this or something, that's on you, bro. All right, we need you. I'm focusing on calling the plays. You start worrying about this stuff. So he has to start delegating some of the work that he would do. But the one nice thing is like when Judge, right, came in, if there was much nice when Judge was here, but he was the coach, right? We had the offensive coordinator and we had the defensive coordinator, right? And we had the special teams coordinator. He just was there. He was the eyes of the Giants. If he had to call timeout or worry about this, he could do that because he wasn't worried about the offense or the defense. So it does make it difficult. But Daboll might want to start calling plays, especially if the Titanic has hit the iceberg and it's going to start going down, right? If you're going down with the ship, right, you want to be going down with your guns a-blazing, right? You don't want to be sitting on the sideline drinking Kool-Aid while somebody else is calling offensive plays for you, and you're only scoring 4 points a game. You know what I mean? You're just sitting there. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah, we're going to lose again, 42-4. Yeah. Now, you're going down, guns a-blazing, right? You're going down, calling plays. Okay, 15 points a game ain't this was like 1930. 15 points a game wouldn't be bad. Not too bad. We could quite possibly maybe win a championship with that. But this is 100 years later. You ain't winning nothing with 15 points a game. If you're scoring 15 points and a half, okay, now we're on to something. 15 points in a game ain't oh my God, 15 points a game. Let's see. That duty was largely offensive coordinator Mike Kafka's during Daboll's 2 seasons, which calling plays. It's something I'm looking into, Daboll said this morning at the NFL's owner meeting. His first public comment since January 8th, the day after the 2023 season concluded. I think there's 28 coaches at this point in time that call plays in the league, either offensively or defensively. Now, there might be a little bit more. I've been doing a bunch of research, but no decision has been made. I'm still going through the process, thinking about what we need to do. As I said, quite possibly giving Kafka the assistant head coach label could wind up being huge as far as Dable maybe taking over calling the plays. Because, I mean, if you look at it, I mean, what we got? We got he calls plays next year, Daniel Jones. I mean, I said, if you look at it, right, we were, what the hell, what were we down? Was it 20 nothing, 21 nothing, the Cardinals, whatever it was, and then we were down like 27 or 28 to 20, 28 to 7 or 27 to 7, whatever it was. In that second half, all of a sudden, here we go. All of a sudden, the first half, Dable's like hands on hips or whatever. Like, what the? We're out there on offense. What the is going on? What? Right? But then you notice in the second half, all of a sudden, right? What happened? Right? And he puts it down like this. Or he has his hands on the thing or whatever it is, so he can he can press it down. Then he goes like this, right? Right. Then the next play is coming up, and what's he doing? He does this, right? He wasn't doing that in the first half. All of a sudden, he's doing this, right? Doing this, right? And we have a monumental, record-tying, whatever comeback, right? The Giants. I mean, I think it was like 1949. I think it was like tied the Giants' biggest comeback of all time or something like. I mean, go back like 70 years. I mean, so not that the Cardinals were the greatest team in the world, but I'll tell you what, it was rather remarkable between the first half and that second half. I mean, that was unbelievable. So. Yeah, I'm sure he's probably dying to get his hands on, maybe calling some plays and all, and quite possibly, Ruben. I mean, Daniel Jones, he might, certainly might take off, especially if we can get himself a number one wide receiver, and especially if we get ourselves an offensive line that can protect Daniel Jones. So we'll have to wait and see. All right, where the heck we at here? Oh. Responding to a question, Dable admitted a part of him does miss calling plays. Certainly he does. I did it for a long time. There's a lot of things that go into it. Part of the evaluation that I talked about, there are some other things that I'm looking into. I take my time and do what I think is best for the team. A potential negative byproduct of head coach calling either offensive or defensive plays is it can raise the perception he is not coaching the entire team, which is true. Still working through that process, Dable said. There's quite a bit of people nowadays that do that. So, again, it's something that I'll look into. Whatever I feel is best for the football team, that's the way we go. Kafka is a potential future head coach. Last month, the Giants gave him the additional title of assistant head coach. Kafka has interviewed for at least 5 head coaching jobs the last 2 off seasons, including Tennessee and Seattle this year. He was also the head coach of the West team, the 2024 Shrine Bowl. Dable is giving him a taste of the myriad responsibilities on a head coaching plate. I thought he earned that role, Dable said, of Kafka's additional title. I want to have him have opportunities to see some of the other things, particularly with some of the head coaching interviews he's done. You don't always get an opportunity to do that, to sit in a medical meeting or to sit in a schedule meeting with the strength staff, or how we want to handle OTAs, or the reason why, or to sit down and listen to different things that maybe you don't listen to as a position coach or even a coordinator to get that sense of how things go. So, I mean, so it's quite a possibility. Obviously, there's a lot more in this article here. But, I think that could wind up being quite really huge, really, really huge. I think if Dable starts calling plays, and as I said, I think that could also giving Kafka, the assistant head, it's going to start giving him, some additional, some things to handle, things to take care of. Maybe take a little bit off of Dable's plate, so that Dable can obviously focus more on calling plays. Now, the one thing is going to be, if Dable does call plays this season, and then after this season's over, let's say Kafka were to get a head coaching job, I don't know where what's going to happen with Dable and all that and everything, but that's a little farther down the road. But I think things are kind of setting themselves up quite possibly Dable to maybe start calling plays. I said because, they need to see improvement this year. Doesn't mean they have to go, we're not going to the Super Bowl. Doesn't mean we have to win the division or something like that. But, we go from 6-11, we spent a lot of money in the offseason, get a pick 6, got 3 of the top 70 picks. And actually we had 4 of the top 70. One of them wound up turning kind of in the way into Brian Burns, right? So you're going to be adding some good quality talent there. You lost a few guys. Right? You lost some coaches. You brought in some new coaches. But between free agency and adding some good quality talent in the draft, obviously you want to see some improvement. We go 6-11 once again. It's things are really going to start getting hot. So I think Dable, as I said, if he's going to start going down with the ship, he's going to want to go down with his guns blazing, and that means him calling plays. All right, guys. Well, I don't know. Between these two videos, I don't know. It's probably at least an hour. Ruben, thank you, buddy. Muchas gracias. Greatly. Thanks for the heads up. Now I don't look like an idiot next time I'm trying to share my screen. All right, whoever spent any time listening to me live, thank you. Or if anybody's going to spend any time watching the replays, once again, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. It means the world to me. As always, you guys stay safe out there and go Giants. Oh, yeah.